This is amazing. Oh, well, if you don't mind, Lara, we'll have you share your 2 cents in a second, if you don't
Oh,
mind.
don't mind at all.
Cool. All right, we're gonna get started here in a second, but I'm so happy to see everyone's faces. Brooke, I swear you are always driving. Are you picking up Brinley from preschool or something?
So she has gymnastics and dance every Wednesday morning. And so we go to that,
Let's
and
pick
then
up.
we do our little errands on the way home. So I'm always driving on
Yes.
Wednesdays.
I'm like, she's always on and she's always driving, which makes me so happy. And then, Peyton, are we having a baby today? Yes or no? Yes or no?
I really hope so. We're gonna try to do all the things. Let's get this baby
Yeah.
out.
What's the actual due date?
The 23rd. So I still have a little bit, but
Oh my God.
Not
It could
really.
come at any second.
I know. It's
That's,
like that horrible waiting game where it's like maybe it could come today or like maybe in 3 weeks. I don't know, you know?
are you doing an at-home birth? Let's all just get TMI with Peyton right now.
No, I'm not.
You're not going to. Okay.
No. I'm gonna try an unmedicated birth, but we'll
You
see how
can
it
do
goes.
it.
That's amazing.
You can do it. You're so strong.
So anyone send me tips. These last little bit, I need all the help I can get.
I
I have
know
so
you have family close to you and you're so close to both sides of your family, but why do I feel like this nurturing need to fly to Arizona and hang out with Sawyer? Why do I
You
feel that need
absolutely
right
do.
now?
He's actually waiting for you.
He is. I know he is. He needs me.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, we're gonna get started. Sorry, guys. Okay, so like Eden mentioned in our Voxer, we're going to spend a couple minutes here at the beginning just going over some fun things, and Laura's going to talk to us for a second. And then we're going to stay after for a couple minutes. Well, not a couple minutes, as long as we need to, and go over some back office things, ranks, answer your questions about back office. Because last week we talked so much about taking ownership of your business, making goals to hit your next rank if a rank is your goal. A lot of you did send your goals and answered all those questions that we put out to your upline and to your mentor and leader. And I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to do that because that does show that you're serious and it shows that you're here taking it seriously and being a builder and doing needle moving activities. So thank you so much for doing that. Um, so to get us started, one thing that I thought would be really helpful for us to share is some social media enrolling information tips. Now, I want all of us to just like take a step back and recognize and realize that if things aren't working for you, or if you just simply want to pivot, you can. I know that all of us are feeling it this month and in this economy of like a lot of people don't want to spend money and it can be harder to get enrollments or whatever the case is. And that is true. So it was so fun. I had a chance to talk to our dear friend here, Dr. Laura. And Laura is not in our community, but she is now. She's here to party and do big energy stuff with us. So, Laura, would you mind introducing yourself for like 2 seconds, just explaining how you're here with doTERRA, what your goals and process is, and then Laura has amazing tips about sharing on social media and enrolling. So, Laura, would you mind sharing with us for a minute?
Yes, sure. Oh my gosh, I'm so honored. Thank you, Sid. I'm Dr. Laura Ritchie. My background is physical therapy. So I have a doctorate in women's health and pelvic floor physical therapy. And I actually went through a cancer journey in my 20s, which kind of brought me into the oils and functional nutrition and holistic health and being really open to all of those things. And I do doTERRA full time now and have started with oils in 2014. I was the big skeptic, right? Because coming from the world of Western medicine and everything has to be evidence-based. And then was like, holy moly, these work. Like, this is amazing. Why isn't anybody talking about this? All my patients need this. And really started being intentional with the business in 2016. And that's what kind of brought me into the oily world. And I like to kind of combine the two and talk a lot about like pelvic health and women's health and using the essential oils with pelvic floor PT and all of those things, which has been really fun. And it's been like such a journey. And I'm really looking to, I reached out to my account manager because I build solely online. on social media like y'all do, which is so fun. And you can also feel kind of alone in it because not a lot of people in doTERRA do that. And my account manager was like, I want you to follow Sid. I want you to follow Eden. I want you to follow all of their people and their community because what they're doing is so fantastic. So I just feel like, oh, like honored to like get to be here and learn from all of you. And like, I'm fangirling a little bit. So I just want you to know
And do
that.
you just love that I'm picking on you right now, being like, tell us about your Instagram strategy?
I love it. I'm a Leo. So like you can pretty much be like, do this. And my number one strengths are activator, maximizer. I'm like, sure, I can do
Yes.
it. Let's do all the
You
things.
are so easy to be around too, but I was so sorry, I'm gonna cut you off right now.
Please do.
I was so surprised that we had connected over social media because honestly, you do not find a lot of communities in doTERRA that only do it online. And so when you said I only do it online, I built online, I'm like, wait, how are we not connected at the womb? Because like this same, like this is so incredible. So I would have to, I just have to pick your brain in front of everyone for a second. How did you like grow on social media?
I started with Instagram back, golly, when it was first coming out in 2014. And I just played. I had no idea what I was doing. And my first health coach, I was their like social media person way back in the day when I was figuring it out because I had a big surgery and I couldn't work for a year as a PT. And so I went through this whole crisis of like, who am I? If I'm not a physical therapist? And I started learning about social media and doing stuff from home while I was recovering from surgery. And to me, as I was learning about the oils, it just felt organic to share about them in everyday life online on Instagram. And I'm kind of an elder millennial. Like I'm still learning. I'm going to turn 40 this summer. So I feel like I have so much to learn from all of you because I'm like, oh, what are they doing? I love your reels. It's so fun. So I kind of got into this when it was like first a thing and like Instagram lives first came out and Facebook Lives first came out, and I started teaching classes to nobody. To nobody. I would just hop on Facebook Live and jibber jabber about oils and pain or oils and different topics and post it on YouTube. And it like slowly, I'm kind of, that's my maximizer. So I would do a Facebook Live and then I would just like post it in all the places like Instagram and YouTube and all the things. And it slowly started growing and getting traction. But I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I just kind of jumped in and was like, um, the teaching classes from my house, like it just felt draining and it just felt heavy. And I was like, oh, I don't know about this. But so many people need these things. So that's what really drew me to social
Yeah.
media.
That I think, well, I think I can speak for everyone. Isn't that how we all feel? Like it just, there's just not quite that time frame for and like passion to do in-person stuff. So you and I were briefly talking about like enrolling and connecting people and you saying, hey, let's get on a call or hey, let's text for the millennials. And so I just so everyone knows a backstory, I was picking Laura's brain about just a different way to enroll on social media because we all share an oil kit, share our Silver Club code, hope that we get that like exciting enrollment email. And that's really how we enroll, which totally works. And that's great. But Laura had more of like a strategic plan, even more to what we have. And I'd love for you to just share like your verbiage that you use and like how you funnel people.
Yeah. So I word it as I would love to help and support you and customize something specific to your needs. Please reach out to me, send me a DM. I've got you. I will help you to customize oils for whatever you and your family need. You get me as your oils bestie and your oils fairy, and it's going to be amazing. Like, let's hop on a call. I've got you. And I think there's something really powerful about just letting people, like inviting them to get on a call. Cause sometimes I think people are like, oh, I don't want to take up your time. Or like, oh, and you're just like, I got you, send me a message. And so I like invite them to like reach out to me. And I just kind of say, look, I'm going to be slinging oils forever. I'm going to be 90 on a beach somewhere talking about oils. Like I'll be here when you're ready. And send me a message. And so they send me a message and I'm like, let's hop on a quick call. And then, so I try to convert all of that to an actual phone call. And then I get to talk to them and we're like this, right? It's like you meet your soul sisters and it's amazing and they're so excited. And then I just say, okay, I would recommend this and this. If you have a few minutes, can I help you place your order over the phone? And they're like so thrilled. They're like, oh my gosh, yes, like you're not going to send me a link. And I'm like, I got you. Granted, I'm elder millennial, right? So these are like 40-year-olds.
Yeah.
But they're like, yay. And so I just enroll them right then and there. And it's magical. Now, I do have some Gen Zs that are like, oh, I'm not getting on a call. And then I will just totally meet them where they're at. I'm like, cool. Tell me what your needs are. Like, and we'll text back and forth. But if I can, I find that there's something magical like this about like talking to your soul sisters and connecting and hearing their story. And so much of it is just listening, right? And then they feel like, oh, you've got me and you're just taking care of them. Because I feel like our job as the wellness advocate is to hold their hand and like just take them to the next step and the next step. So that's worked really well. Is just invite them to have a conversation with you.
I feel like that's so helpful. Also, what I gather and what I hear from you is that personability or that personal touch. And I feel like people will start to feel safe with Lara or with Mariah or Brooke or Susan, whoever it is, because they feel close and connected through the screen. You're already behaving like you're their best friend, like you're a safe place for them. You're not getting on and saying, hey, just wanted to pop on and I just wanted to share this link and those types of things. You're saying, hey, I've got you. I'm slinging oils. I'll be your oil fairy forever. And it feels so natural that if I was on the other side of that screen consuming content, I would be like, oh, this is an easy relationship, which makes me have mental bandwidth for you, Laura, or Susan or Mariah. And so it doesn't feel so stiff and annoying and like, oh, she's going to want me to buy like 500 things from her and it's going to be weird pyramid scheme. It's like, oh no, she's here to help me. And I think that's what translates to an enrollment. Would you agree?
Yes, 100%. It's all about relationships. And maybe it's my medical perspective, but it's kind of like when you go see a healthcare professional and you tell them your story and they're like, okay, I'd recommend this, this, and this. So that's what I'm doing. I'm opening the notes section of my phone and I'm going through and I'm like, hey, tell me your things. And I'm taking notes. Their son's name is this. They're doing this, like pulling it all up so that I can go back and I say, what else? What else? Like I'm struggling with sleep. What else? Oh, I'm really struggling with digestion too. What else? And I just keep going till they're like, I think that's it. And I'm like, cool. And then I'll read it back and I'll go, am I understanding this right? That your son's struggling with sleep, you're struggling with digestive issues. And they're like, yes. And all you're doing is just saying back what they told you, but they feel so seen because someone took the time to actually listen to them.
Yeah.
Hear them.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
I love how you said, like, that's your job as a wellness advocate. And I love that because sometimes we even take that term, a wellness advocate, so lightly. Like, oh, I sell for doTERRA, I'm a wellness advocate. And it's like, if you really think of, you are a wellness advocate. So a lot of us on here are mothers. When you advocate for your children, it means that you are standing up for them, you are protecting them, you are making sure that everything that will impact them will be for their benefit. So the fact that people trust us, they order from us, they ask us questions, to remember that you are their advocate. And so we're never trying to stuff things down their throat or spend all this money. And so when you make them feel seen and you have these conversations that Laura's talking about, where they are a person, they have struggles, they have dreams, they have all of these things, they're a real human being, and you see them as that, and then they realize, wow, you're really here to help me. And even sometimes what you would recommend isn't a doTERRA product. And we were kind of talking about this on Voxer, but you really are trying to help them. Yes, we have an oil for that. When I think 99.9% of the time we have an oil for that. But we also have other recommendations as well. So I love what you are saying. And I love how you said, you're slinging oils when you're 90 on the beach. I'm going to be here. And that takes the pressure off of like, order today, order right now. I need you to order right now because I need to hit my bonus. I mean, yeah, we're all, we have goals. We're in Silver Club. We're trying to like get these ranks and get these numbers. So we are pushing, But at the end of the day, these are real people that we're dealing with. So I love how you're sharing that, Laura. It's making it so real for all of us.
Yeah. Also, one thing that just like put a little creative thought in my mind when you and I were talking the other day, Laura, is this is just such a powerful way for our community, you guys, to like just try a different approach. I know for me, the last probably, to be completely honest, probably 2 years, I've just gotten so used to people using my link and clicking that link and talking about the Silver Club code on my stories because, you know, stories sell, you know, whatever. But now I'm kind of like, I'm really wanting to dig in deep and serve the women that are following our corner of the internet. And so this just makes it so much more doable for me to achieve that and maybe everyone else. So, anyways, Laura, thank you so much. I really appreciate you for being put on the spot all morning.
My pleasure. And if I can real quick, like piggyback on something that Eden said, please don't throw rocks at me. But I love what she said about like it doesn't have to be doTERRA. Like I don't love our protein powder. I love our oil. Like I just and people are like, my test for protein powders, you got to mix it with water and you can get it down. And they're like, and you throw bananas and you make pancakes with it and all these things. And I'm like, if you're adding all that, it's not very good. And somebody said like, hey, you know, should I get the protein powder too? And I was like, you know what? I love Clean Simple Eats protein powder. I get nothing for saying that, but like, that's where I would do this and I would buy these oils. And she was just like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like, I just want to give everybody permission. You don't have to like everything. doTERRA. It's okay. And it builds trust, like you were saying, like when you're talking about other things too. And they love that and it builds connection. So
Yeah. It makes them trust you so much more. I love that Laura is whispering Mariah says. It's like a
Yeah, we have
secret.
to.
Your protein powder sucks. Oh, that's what Taylor said too. I love that she started whispering like someone is listening.
You never
I
know.
know, I'm always afraid I'm going to go to doTERRA jail when I do that. I'm like, oh, sorry.
I love it so much. So much. Okay. Let's switch gears. Although if you have more questions for Laura, put them in the chat. We can keep answering again, like team huddles for all of us. It's for you guys. So we thought it'd be really great to go over some back office things. And to piggyback off, again, what we talked about last week, let's go over how you can find your ranks, how to understand the back office just a little bit better, looking at your graphic tree and identifying your graphic tree and seeing where we can make tweaks and changes. Noticing where to find your commission summary, like where do you do that? So I'm going to start sharing my screen. Eden, before we dive in, do you have anything else to add?
I just wanted to add that today's the 15th, right? I could be wrong, but I think it's the 15th today. So it's the last day to get the free product of the month. So if you haven't talked about the free product of the month to your LRP customers, make sure to make a point to do that. And then also, I know that we keep saying this, but it is important, but to be talking about the promotions. It's an amazing month for free stuff and promotions. And we are these people's advocates and we want them to spend the least amount of money and get the most amount of stuff. And so this month is a really great month to get a lot of free stuff. So talk about the sunscreen if you love it. I love it. I freaking love it. But yeah, the Terra Shield, just because today's the last day for that, I would talk about it if you like it.
Okay, so this is a test account with doTERRA. It's actually a Harry Potter account, and I just want people to see really quickly. I need to go back here. Everyone's gonna freaking die. Okay, look at this. When I go here, look at how many rewards points Harry Potter has. 599. They have a $3,000 account credit. Get the freak out, Harry Potter. You're not invited here unless you're buying me free rose. Like you could get 10 free roses. What? Anyways, cool. So this may be really redundant for some people, but even if this is redundant to you, please still stick around if it serves you because you can relay this to your builders and your sharers that will be coming on now in the future or the builders and sharers that have questions for you right now.
And I want to say that this is for you because we've had a bunch of people. I mean, we've had an influx of new people, right? And people that were like kind of here and their shares turn into builders of like, okay, I want to build. So I want to know how to push rank. I want to know where my numbers are. So this is for you. So please ask questions. If you're like, I don't understand this, I have a question on where to see my rank. I have a question on who to see is under me. Like, put the questions in the chat because this is 100% for you. And we're trying to go over the things that you guys have asked questions on.
Yeah. So number one, this is obviously your beginning dashboard. One thing that is so dang helpful that I think we can overlook at times is your volume is here where my cursor is. We all understand PV, we all understand OV. If you come to the right qualifications, you can see that Harry Potter is executive right now. If I click this drop down menu, I can click elite, and how far are we off of elite? And it will show you that your target is 3,000 and you're only at 2322. So we need to get 800 more. And I just think this is so underutilized. So let's go to Premier. I have no qualifying legs.
Premier is the first rank, just for everyone new, that it matters where your volume is. And that's why from the very beginning, we're trying to help you structure your organization, which when you are beginning with a doTERRA business, you're like, I don't know what that means. You say, I'm structuring my business and I don't know what that means because you're trying to get 3,000 OV, overall volume. But Premier is the first length where that volume has to be in specific legs for you to hit Premier. So to hit Premier, and Sydney will show you, you need those 2 qualifying legs of 2,000 OV each.
Yeah. So Premier, as you can see, we're at 2322, but our target is 5,000. And so you're like, oh, what qualified legs do I have? I don't have any qualifier legs right now. And then if you want to see what silver is, go to silver. It's 3 elite legs. So this qualification thing can just boost your memory of what each rank is. Okay. If you go down, you can check out Lord Voldemort. Are you kidding me? They have not missed anything here. That is amazing. Okay. So power of 3, you have awesome little bubbles here that will light up when you have accomplished your power of 350, your power of 250, and your power of 1500. Here's what is so helpful to track your power of 3 is coming down here to either full detail or filtered detail. Full detail is going to show you all of the customers who don't even have 100. They might have 70 PV. They might have 30 PV. Filtered detail is going to show you the ones that are qualified, the ones that have 100 PV to hit those bubbles and fill those marks. So let's go to filtered detail. I don't even know what Harry Potter's filtered detail is. So we're going to look. Is this going to go? Why is it not going? Okay, here we go. So as you can see, Harry's here up at the top. This little thing comes up and you're able to see his OV is 2322. His TV is 637. So his TV is checked off. Again, Power 3 has to have 600 team volume between you and just the people underneath you, which is called your front line. And he has 3 people right here that are qualifying him for his 50. So you can see that that's done. I want you to, like, with everything that doTERRA has, they will have a key. If you see the key, it's purple for qualified. Blue is a qualified LRP template. So there's a template of 100 plus, but it hasn't processed yet. White guy is not qualified. And if there's a circle, or if like there's a doTERRA symbol, that means the group volume is met. So again, like utilizing these dashboard tools is going to help you quickly see your numbers and quickly see where we're missing stuff.
And like when I was saying in our team huddle a couple times ago, like when I was pushing for founders and like it wasn't an option for me not to hit it, that doesn't mean that I was just like, oh, I'm just hitting it so easy. I knew my numbers. Like I would text Sydney every day, like I'm 1 PV closer. So I knew every single qualifying spot, not because Sydney was like, oh, Eden, did you look at this? Eden, did you know that this person made an order? I knew. And I was taking accountability for my organization because I had a goal. It wasn't Sydney's goal. It was my goal. So I was going to do whatever it took. So that's what we were saying in, you know, taking control of your organization. You know your numbers, you know who is ordering 100 PV, and if you're getting your power of 3. So I love this page because you can see, okay, this person's 250 is great. They have 3 people on their front line ordering 100. Those 3 people each have 3 people ordering 100. So their 250 is great. And then they're starting to work on their 1500, which is 3 people underneath all of those people, right?
Yeah.
And they can see it right there. But I also, and I don't know if we want to like go into this right now, unless you guys have more questions on it, but I actually really do like to do this one. And then I create another tab, well, another browser right next to it. So I can see them side by side of the Power of 3 tracker, where it has like the circles. That just helps me so I don't have to do all of this math. Bye, Laura. Thanks for
See you later,
coming.
Laura.
So I don't have to do all of this math. It shows you how much PV you're like away from it. So
And
if
we'll
anyone
go-
has questions with that.
The Power of 3 rank tracker is so helpful. And we're only going to take 2 or 3 minutes on each of these things. So don't feel like we have to be here for another hour. But just as a reminder, what the Power of 3 is there's a 50, a 250, and a 1500. There's not a $100 Power of 3 bonus. There's not a $75 Power of 3 bonus. It's 50, 250, 1500. So Harry Potter has 3 people. That gets him his 100 or his 50. Wow. And then whoever his 3 people are, let's just say that it's Ron Weasley, Hermione, and Voldemort. If Voldemort, Ron, and Hermione have their 50, Harry gets his 250. So it's just duplicating and duplicating. Some people have been like, well, I'm not getting my $100 bonus. And I'm like, there's not a $100 bonus. Like there's 50, 250, or 1500 for Power of 3. So just want to clarify that. Okay, let's go back to the dashboard. Since we're on the Power of 3, okay, people are trying to get in, so one second. Since we're talking about Power of 3, there's this awesome Power of 3 tracker that my cursor is over right here. So I'm going to click on that, and this is so in-depth, and it shows you, like, it answers all of your questions if this will pop up. Okay. And you can kind of like customize it too. So as you can see, here's Harry with his 187 LRP PV, and his TV is 637.5. You come down. Oh, it was Hermione. Okay. Hermione is his first. Minerva is his next one. And Nymph, I don't know who that is. There's a third one.
I thought I knew Harry Potter. What the heck?
Who are they? That's weird. So you can customize this and see where everything is coming from and qualifying you. I am going to just encourage everyone again to get familiar with your specific Power of 3. Where do we need to fill holes? Do maybe Dolores right here is 70 instead of 100? Do we need to reach out to Dolores and give her an incentive? Say, hey, I'll send you a free hand sanitizer if you bump your order up to 100. Or maybe like Eden said last week, maybe Dolores just doesn't even know that if she places 100 instead of 70, she gets free shipping. So you can say, hey, Dolores, I don't even know if you know this. If you bump your order to up to 100, you'll get free shipping. And she'll be so grateful for that. So
those will you also click on, so at the top left, it says 250. So that's going to help them get their 250. So their 250 is solid. So then they're going to be working towards their 1500. So if you click on 1500, it's going to create more bubbles that you can add people in your organization, which they already pop up. They probably won't right here because they don't have anyone underneath them. But those people are in the system. So if you click add member, it's going to show all of the customers that are on that front line and who's qualified or how many PV they are away from it.
Yeah. So that's helpful. Okay, that's Power of 3. Let's go back and just look at the graphic tree really quickly. Let's see. This is taking a long time to load, and it's kind of annoying. On this dashboard as well, if we scroll down, if this can load, there's a reports. And you'll want to keep track of your reports because it's all of the new members in your, oh no, okay, it's right here. Okay, so if we scroll down, look at, member breakdown. So my enrollees, these are the people that Harry Potter has enrolled. New members is everyone that Harry Potter and Lord Voldemort and Hermione and everyone in his organization has enrolled. So this includes everybody. If you want to look at your enrollees, this shows you how well you're doing keeping up with your customers. So Lord Voldemort doesn't have an LRP. He also didn't get his free product of the month. He has 0 PV, 0 OV. Harry's fired. Jason Doe, no LRP, no product of the month. Like, look, there's X's everywhere. So that shows that Harry Potter is not following up with his customers, asking how their oils are going, asking if he needs help getting them on the Show Me Your Oils page, sending them diffuser guides, sending them the community guides. Like, there's nothing going on right there. If there's an LRP, but it's under 100, it will be an orange exclamation mark. If it's 100 or above, it will be a green check mark. Just so you guys know, I wish there was some right here so you could see. So this is a great place to be like, ooh, I need to reach out to Voldemort, or I need to reach out to Kira or John or Jane or Sasha. So keep that in mind. Okay, let's go over our graphic tree. So right here, you have this team one, and this is really where I spend so much of my time. Let's go over graphic tree. This is going to show you in depth where everyone is, where everyone's placed, what qualifiers you have, if they're circles, if they're squares. So again, doTERRA has a key for everything. Where is the key? Why is, I just want to show you where to find the key. Maybe I just need to explain it. Okay, on your graphic tree, your circles are 100 PV or more orders. Your squares, which there's no squares here, a square is under 100, and a lone wolf, like a lone Dudley Dursley right here, there's nothing. He doesn't have an LRP. So that's going to help your naked eye be like, oh, Dudley doesn't have an LRP. Hey, and it's on the top right, is it? Oh,
There's like a button. Do you see? Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Yeah. So just click this key and you can see what colors the ranks are. The icon key, no LRP, LRP less than 100. If she didn't get her P, then we need to make sure. Tell our account manager and we'll get her one. Okay. Was the 215 their enrollment order too? I don't think you get for the first order.
You don't get the product of the month if it's your enrollment. Also, I wanted to respond to Brooks. He's saying like there's going to be an update to the back office and that you can see reports of who else has enrolled someone, but you can, I think everyone can see that. So where Sydney was talking, like you can see new members right here. It's going to show new members of everyone in your organization. That's why I know what you've enrolled. That's why I like someone enrolls someone and I'm like, you enrolled someone because I can see like, you know, Brooke enrolled one person. Brooke enrolled 6 people, which she did last month.
Like, is that available to everyone then? Because I know like when Sydney was scrolling through that page, once she got to the bottom, it's not showing on that like example one that she's on right now. Yeah. But it could be on everybody else's. So
I think it is for everyone. So yeah, if anyone in your downline enrolls someone, it should be a new member in your new members under reports.
Yeah. Also, I don't know why this is taking 400 years. So above this member breakdown, there would be a report. And it would say Eden enrolled 3 people, Peyton enrolled 4 people, Brooke enrolled 6 people, and it would be right there. And then Eden, Brooke, and Peyton's new members would be on the new members tab. But above the the member breakdown should be reports for you if anyone's enrolling people in your downline. Okay. So let's go back to the graphic tree. Okay, so with your graphic tree, send me her ID on Voxer now. Okay. So right here is where you're able to really see how your organization and your structure is working out. So for instance, like Hermione Granger, if we're going for Premier, because Premier again is the first rank that you need 2 consecutive legs of 2000, where remember Elite is just $3,000 anywhere. Like you yourself could order $3,000 and you would be elite, where Premier, we're needing that structure now. So that's why us as leaders are trying to help our builders structure for power of three. So we have those consecutive legs to put people under. Your new people are going to show up on your front line right here until you move them. So if you don't move Lord Voldemort, he will remain on your front line. That's why when your leader or you yourself are texting your builders, move your people by the 9th of the month, we mean move your people by the 9th of the month. Or else,
and honestly, I would say by the end of the month, because once it becomes a new month, you don't see last month's numbers reflected in your back office. And it's a lot harder, especially if you're pushing to move them, in my opinion. So I always try and tell everyone, like, have a plan and try to move your people. Well, not even try, move your people by the end of the month, because the next month, yes, we have 9 days to fix things like orders that didn't go through or try and get a bonus. But we want to move on. We want to be in the month that we're in. May 1st comes and it's like, we want to be promoting the promotions in May. We don't want to be spending all this time trying to fix April. So just kind of like, as you're building your business, really just try and have everything for that month figured out by the end of the month. People moved so that you can move on to the next month.
Mariah is asking, if they upgrade to a wellness advocate, can you move them again, or do they stay where they're at? If they upgrade to a wellness advocate and enroll at least one person with a 100 PV order, we are able to move them again, which is nice.
It's amazing. Yeah, so amazing.
Okay, so let's say that you want to move Lord Voldemort under Hermione. I don't know where Hermione is. Hermione, you need to know Hermione's ID number, which is 134859113. You would need to write that down. Okay, write it down on your notepad because you want to move Lord Voldemort under Hermione. Then you're going to come up here, cursor over team, and go to sponsor changes. Oh my gosh, Lord Voldemort literally is right here ready to be moved. That is so funny. So then I would click change sponsor placement and I would put Hermione Granger's ID number, 1318514, whatever it was. And then they would be moved. Moving people is so easy. And it's okay if you need some strategy help or if you're wanting some input about where to move Lord Voldemort by your mentor or by your leader or by your upline. I still would love some input from my uplines if I could for that kind of stuff. So don't feel bad if you're wanting help, but you need to know how to do it. We're here to help you with strategy.
I feel like I have to just explain my answer because I was like, now I need to talk, not type. So yeah, when someone upgrades, that's great. When they enroll someone, whether they enroll someone in a year or they enroll someone today, they become movable. So it's not like there's a time frame, like they upgraded, now they have a month to enroll someone or we can't move them. They become movable the second they enroll someone, which is actually new. It used to not be that way. And it's so helpful. They enroll someone, they become movable, but they become movable for that month period. So let's say that someone upgrades today, it's the 15th. They enroll someone tomorrow. We have until the end of the month or to the 9th, but I don't like to tell people that because we do things by the end of the month. We have until the end of the month to move them. If it's out of that, then we can't move them. They're where they are. And that's why we're always like on you guys, like, hey, did you guys move people? Because it really, really does suck to have volume that's wasted in other spots. If you have 3,000 OV on your front line, like Sydney didn't have a leader that helped her for so long. So she was elite and she had 3,000 OV on her front line. Then she's like, okay, I want to hit Premier. And it's like, okay, well, you have 0 underneath your 2 legs. It's like, but I have 3,000. It's like, I know, but you didn't move them. So you're literally starting over on a new leg. And that's why we're here to help you so that those types of things don't happen to your business. So people and all that volume doesn't get wasted. We're going to help you like, hey, let's move that volume under your legs so that as you're hitting these beginning ranks, like executive and elite, you're building towards Premier. You're building towards silver.
Yeah.
So that makes more sense.
Okay, I do want to just explain really quickly. If you cursor over team and scroll to detailed genealogy, this is nice to utilize sometimes too. Graphic tree is going to give you that overall view of your rank or your structure. people, the people you need to move. But if you go to detailed genealogy, you can, like, it's detailed. Like Molly Weasley, you see her member ID, you see her sponsor, you see her enroller, you see the last order date, you see if she's a wholesale customer or a wellness advocate, you see how much she's ordered and everything. And sometimes you need this detailed genealogy. If you're like, oh, Voldemort, I think that I need to move him, but I can't remember when his enrollment date was or whatever, you can type in like Lord Voldemort and like they'll pop up. So
and like some people are going to reach out to you with questions or, hey, I saw that you use the Serenity stick. Like I may be interested in that. And I will go to my detailed genealogy to see if they are on LRP, because my conversation is maybe going to be a little bit different if they are on LRP or if they're not on LRP. So whenever someone's asking me questions, I always like to go look kind of their background in doTERRA. What have they ordered? What are they ordering? Where's their PV at? Are they on LRP? When's their last order date? Because then my conversation's a little bit different with them.
also, here's how you find out what they ordered. Like if they ordered On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, adaptive soft gels, like you have insider information. Let's go to Ginny Weasley. Just so she's where my cursor is right now. She's like 4 down. Her next LRP date is the 2nd of June. If we come over here to March, I click 170, that's blue and underlined. I click that. And then I come right here and I click on the order number. It's blue and it's underlined. And she ordered the emotional aromatherapy system kit and a lemon. So that tells me, oh my gosh, Ginny, like she ordered the emotional aromatherapy kit. And how nice would it be if like you looked up on doTERRA blog or something, emotional oils, and like there were some fun recipes or some fun diffuser recipes, and you sent it to her. You're like, I was just thinking about you. I thought this would be really fun for you. Here you go. Do you need help with anything? Like that's the kind of stuff that will keep translating into LRPs and giving them that personal touch that's so helpful. So that's how you see if it's like what they order. I showed sponsor changes, how to move people, graphic tree, power of 3. Eden, what else do we need to go over?
Show them on the main dashboard, just like where their commission is.
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So right here is my earnings. And for a lot of you, you're going to have like a graph that shows like $100 for fast starts and down to 20 and then up to 200. But so this one looks a little different. So this is where you're going to find your earnings and how much you're making. Harry Potter's made $2 for his 4 weeks fast start, but his unilevel was $315, which is kind of a lot.
Yeah, and it's going to look different because fast start is paid weekly. Anytime you enroll someone, you get 20% of what they enrolled with. And if they get on LRP that second month, you'll get 20% of that as well. So it's the first 60 days. So you'll see like a little graph of like how much you earned each week. So each month you get 4 fast start checks or deposits if you enrolled someone each week, or if that person ordered on LRP in their second month. So you'll see that little graph of how much you made each week. And then your unilevel is your monthly paycheck. And that happens one time a month on the 15th of the following month. So like we just today, if you logged into your back office, you would see what you got paid in April today, the 15th following month. And that includes your unilevel. So outside of that 60-day window with fast starts, that'll include your unilevel. Crap, I froze. Unilevel, and then that will also include your power of 3. That is once a month.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Does anyone have any questions? I want to know if anyone has any questions on the back office or any sort of business related question, because this is you.
On the power tracker, Whitley was showing me this a little bit, but like that's just a oh my goodness, I can't think of the word. It's like it's just for like to give you an idea, right? It's not actually moving anything.
It's like a predictor.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Like
not
a-
moving anyone. It's just like showing how much volume is needed in certain spots.
Okay.
Yeah, good question, Kia.
Whitley, what were you saying? I feel like you were gonna say something way better than I was gonna say.
I just told Kia when I was showing her the Power of Three, a lot of us went to college, and you know how you're like, if I take this test, what will it do to my grade? That's kind of what the Power of Three tracker is. It's like, if I move this person here, what's it going to do and what paycheck will it give me? And so it's like, that's the way to look at it. Some people are afraid to move people and take people out, but it's not changing anything in like your paycheck system. It's literally a predictor or like a what if calculator.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a way good way to put it. I've never thought about it like that. That's perfect.
And I think it helps you organize it, at least for me, in your brain
Yeah.
of seeing like, okay, those 3 people. And like, if I am, because if I'm going to hit my 1,500, it makes sense for me to like, if this is just a customer to be like, hey, would you mind placing a 20 PV order for me and I'll Venmo you back? Because if I place a 20 PV order and that's going to get me my 1,500, that makes sense. So it's good to know where your people are, just kind of organizes it in your brain.
Okay, what else can we answer for everybody while we're here? Nothing. Okay, I hope this was helpful, especially for all of us that are kind of coming in within the last 6 months and just having a good refresher for our back office. I am going to record this, so if you have builders or people that need the recording, why won't anyone order this month? What the freak?
Brooke, just keep being consistent. And you are in your 3rd month of Silver Club. You've enrolled so many more people than you've ever enrolled.
Yeah.
Each given month. Like, let yourself live in that gain, and you're being so consistent and keep up with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is why this sucks. Good vibes. I'm sending you good vibes, Brooke.
Oh, all right. I love you guys. I hope this was helpful for us all. I need to figure out how to stop
Stop your recording first. Brooke's a baddie. She is a
I'm
baddie.